You play to win the game. Hello? You play to win the game.
Winning isn't everything, but it's the only thing. In our business, there is no second place. Either you're first or you're last.
Ain't this what they've been waiting for? You ready?
And now, the W with Walls and the crew.
Good morning.
Where winning isn't everything, it's the only thing. On 100.1 FM.
Good morning.
And Facebook Live.
Good morning. Right back like we never left, another Saturday morning with the W Show, talking sports and pop culture. If this is your first time checking us out, we greatly appreciate you making us a part of your Saturday morning. Good morning, Mike. What's happening? Meta World Peace.
Good morning. What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm good. You alive and well this morning?
Yeah, I'm up.
How was your week?
It was lovely. Got 104 points on my fantasy team because of DJ Moore and Sam Howell. I appreciate it. I can sleep well tonight going into Sunday. Everything else is good.
So who's the quarterback that you have on your squad?
I got Justin Herbert, Sam Howell, Geno Smith. That's in one league. I'm in like 20 leagues. So
okay.
I can name them all, though.
All right. So we got a lot to talk about this morning. Before we kick today's show off, I want to give a quick shout out to Jazz and her dad. Their family is down at Pitt State. He's going to be inducted into the Football Hall of Fame. He was played there from 1989 to 1992, an All-American cornerback who set the single-season record for interceptions.
Who they play today?
Who, Pitt State? I don't know. It's a good question.
Well, as a Moso alumni, I hope they lose. But congratulations.
Wait, so the rivalry stops when you done with school?
No? I didn't even really graduate from there, but still, just because I was there practicing and playing or whatever, it's still in there. So, Southeast, Purcell, Center, all the schools I've ever played against, you guys will always be right.
Well, wait a minute. Let's back up for a second. That's where it took a turn for the worse right there, because you never beat us. When my team played your team, always the first game of the season, that was always guaranteed a dub.
Yeah, it's guaranteed a dub.
Yeah.
Well,
at least you understood.
Well, I understood my teammates.
All right. Okay.
Give me Roman noodles, tell me to make spaghetti. Can't do it.
All right. So coming up on today's show, we'll dive into some Chiefs talk. We'll talk Chiefs former wide receiver Tyreek Hill. He says the refs saved the Chiefs during the Jets matchup, just like in the Super Bowl versus the Eagles. I think he's looking for some kind of attention drawn his way.
Nah, him and a couple other analysts on ESPN and other networks said the same thing. So,
okay.
All
right. We'll talk about that.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
All right. So Utah football team gets new Dodge trucks. So all 85 kids get new Dodge trucks in the NIL deal. We'll dive into that. And so the WNBA, they announced a long-awaited expansion team in the Bay Area. They'll start playing in 2025. And Marshawn Lynch, he had a lot to say this week. Beast mode. He described his awkward relationship with Russell Wilson, and he said Russ was just a quarterback to him.
He wasn't his quarterback.
All right. So coming up in about 30 minutes, we'll have our sneakers of the week. Let's get to today's headlines.
And now, here are the biggest sports headlines from this week. We bring them to you every Saturday morning on the W with Walls and the crew on 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
All right, wide receiver Tyreek Hill, he's looking for some attention this week. He says the referees saved the Chiefs during the Jets matchup, just like in the Super Bowl versus the Eagles.
I got a question. How's he looking for attention? And he's catching for like over 150 yards per game, whatever. Like the attention's already there.
So
yeah, these little verbiage slander going on. I hear it. I understand it, man. He left you guys. You guys are still dealing with Sky Moore and whatnot. But he's right. There was some suspect calls or whatnot, but hey, you got to play through it. You got to win the game. Patrick cost a lot of people a lot of money. That should be the really attention go getter right there.
He did.
Don't slide and jump up, whatever, man. Listen, man.
He did.
We looking for you in these streets, these parlay bets, Pat. Don't let me catch you.
All right, let's see the play that happened.
Foul number 1 for the defensive holding.
Hey, hubiera sido un Jermaine Johnson.
Yeah, they call defensive holding.
I
I think that the Chiefs and Jets, that last penalty called on Sauce Gardner, it was a 50-50. That's all I'm going to say. It was a rough one. I saw the interview that Pat did. He was like, Sauce was grabbing him at 15 yards. Then I seen what Sauce said. I only grabbed him at 7. The receiver ran into me. It was a 50-50. When the game on the line, you got to let the players play. It's a good game. It's a good game. Because the Chiefs, they got saved like that last year, for real, though. And the Eagles in the Super Bowl, for real, though. If we been for real. Then they come back and get saved in the Jets game. Maybe because Taylor Swift was in the building. I don't know what's going on. Hey, whatever Kel's doing, Kel, I know you're helping out the NFL. Kel, you got to come on the podcast and say something. It needed to be said.
Then he plugged his podcast. Shout out to him, though.
Hey, man, we plugging in this one, too. Every Saturday, YouTube, 101.1. You know, hey, that's what you got to do. But, yeah, he's right. You know, when it's a 50-50 game like that, you can't make those type of calls, and it's a tough call. It's been a good defensive game, whatever. Jets been doing well. Zach Wilson had a great game.
Yeah.
You got to let him play through. You know, you make that call, but you don't make the right call when DJ Moore catches one down the sideline and he randomly stepped out of bounds. They have to do something different with the naked eye of the referees who are trying to watch gladiators throughout the game and make the correct call. You know, they need to evolve kind of like how baseball evolved or whatever with some type of electronics, or just get a third eye. Hey.
And that would be my thing is you almost have to have. I feel like there should be at least 2 to 3 more referees that are watching from this television screen or computer screen or however that has the camera access and that can override calls.
And just plug it in their ear like, hey man, pick up that flag. You got it wrong. That one's subjective though. You know, there is some tug of war going or whatever. It could, you know, one ref can say it's a foul on the offensive player, the other one says it's a foul on the defensive player or whatever, and you pick up the flag. But I think in that situation, in a game like that, you don't even throw the flag unless it's just 1,000% blatant that he is just holding him or whatever, you know, because of course, if you're a Chiefs fan, he held him. If you're a Jets fan, he didn't. So,
All right, so the Chiefs stay improved to 3-1. They'll head to Minnesota today to take on the Vikings tomorrow at 3:25. So, what are your feelings about tomorrow's game?
I think with the frustrations that's going on in Minnesota and with the contract issues that's going to come up with Justin Jefferson and Kirk Cousins, I think that they should take everything and give everything and have Justin Jefferson fly back with the Chiefs.
I mean, so you have a guy like Justin Jefferson who's going to probably be the highest paid wide receiver ever.
Probably.
Of course, looking at his stats this year, I mean, you can't go off this year. You can just go off of what he's done in the past, right? Like you can't just because of just how things have shaken out so far. But you know his talent, you know his caliber, you know what he's, capable of doing. Get him with the right system, the right quarterback, right offensive coordinator, head coach, blah, blah, blah. I think he'll be able to thrive. And I'm not saying he's not able to thrive in Minnesota, but I just feel like sometimes good things come to an end.
Yeah, I mean, they had a great draft or whatever. I think there was other teams that could have got Justin Jefferson. But when you look at the situation that the Chiefs have right now and the receiving core that they have and how they felt on multiple draft picks or whatever at that position, and you look at historic, great quarterbacks, they've had great receivers, Joe Montana, Jerry Rice. I mean, even Tom Brady had Randy Moss, and they had one of the best seasons ever. Now, you put that with Patrick Mahomes and get rid of this mediocre receiving core or whatever, and then he restructures his contract again to get this guy, then you're set for life. You give up 2 first rounds. You give up this first round and the 25 first round or whatever, and then you just try to build from your second and your third round and your 4th round draft picks or whatever to kind of give the foundation to your defense and your offensive line, and you just work it from there and let Patrick and Justin play pitch and catch.
I feel like if you put Justin Jefferson with the Chiefs, and I don't feel like he's going to go to the Chiefs no matter what. I think they would have a better shot getting Jamar Chase.
No, I think that the relationship and the trash talking that's going back and forth, whatever, will not allow that organization to make that type of move. And it's a interconference type of trade. You know, you don't want to see somebody that you're going to end up playing in the AFC divisional game or the championship game and see one of the best receivers. You'll have a better.
The Chiefs did it with Miami.
The Chiefs did it with Miami or whatever. But there was other issues with that and Tyreek in his contract. But I would just say there's more of a rift with Cincinnati that there isn't with Miami that will negate that. To where Justin being in the NFC and then Minnesota, like, well, we don't even have to play against them probably once every 2 years, once every 3 years or so, rather than the AFC, like, hey, we got to see this dude in the playoffs with one of the greatest quarterbacks that ever, stepped on the field. I wouldn't do it as a Cincinnati owner unless I'm getting everything that I want. And I mean everything.
Yeah. Now, Justin Jefferson right now, he has 33 receptions, only 3 touchdowns, and 543 yards. So, I mean, that's going into this week. And
how many yards do the Chiefs receivers have? I bet you it's probably
under 543 total.
See, look, he's got more than the whole total amount.
Combined around under 300.
Yeah. I'm giving up Sky Moore.
For Justin Jefferson?
I'm giving up Sky Moore, CEH, 2 first rounds.
What?
Yes. Sky Moore has how many catches this year? 2, 3?
3 or 4.
3 catches.
3 or 4.
That's what you're supposed to get a game as a second, third round receiver. Like,
right,
no.
I agree.
Yeah. Like, I mean, if you get that and you have Kelsey on one end and Pacheco's coming to his own, that was a hell of a run for Pacheco or whatever, because there was trade talks that they were going after Jonathan Taylor. Yep. If he didn't have that type of game, then I believe they would be in the market. But you got Justin Jefferson and Travis Kelce and then Patrick Mahomes.
Yep. So receiving right now, Justin Watson, who I feel like is the Chiefs' best wide receiver. He's leading all players with 163 receiving yards on 13 targets, 8 receptions, no touchdowns. So Rashee Rice has 1 touchdown. Scott Moore has 1 touchdown. And that would be it. You have 2 of there's only 2 touchdowns between your 5 receivers.
This is why.
So, I mean, you look at these numbers and you understand the struggles that the Chiefs are having on their offense. I mean, and I go back to last year. I said that, you had Juju Smith-Schuster, you had MVS, you had, of course, and I still say the number 1 target, number 1 wide receiver, even though he's listed as a tight end, is Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I still say, and Kelce right now has 2 touchdowns. But I still say, last year, it was one of those years that was kind of like, all right, make something happen. And now it's like, you really got to make something happen.
You really got to put some more cheese on that grilled cheese sandwich or whatever to make it tasty. Listen, this is why I have a dispute with the Chiefs fans here in Kansas City. You guys are prisoners of the moment. You guys, okay, we're 3-1. We got Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce.
Chiefs fans aren't going to like you saying that right now.
I don't
care
what they like, Listen, the truth is hard. But right now you're 3-1. And I've always said that if you don't have that dog receiver, that dog person that you can just go to in the clutch moments, whatever, like a Travis Kelce,
of course, then
you're going to lose. Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Stephen Diggs, and I can go on. Well, you can't say Odell. I'll say Zay
Keenan
Flowers
Allen,
now.
Mike Williams.
Keenan Allen, Mike Williams is gone.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah.
Keenan Allen, he's one of those people or so that you can put in that. These are receivers that, like, at the end of the day,
Devontae Adams.
Yeah. Like guys. With the game on the line or whatever, these are the guys. Hopkins. It doesn't matter if you know the ball is going to them. They're going to get it. They're going to score. And then you put that with a great quarterback. Like, why would you keep giving the greatest asset less? That's like rolling around in a Bentley with no air conditioning. Like, why would you do that?
Still look good.
You look good. Sweat. Wiping off. Like, oh, man, he's looking like I was in that good. Bentley, but my makeup came off, whatever, but it's still a Bentley. You don't want to do that.
Okay.
Yeah, invest in what you have, because you know what? Listen, this is year what for Pat? 5?
6.
He can play for a couple more years, but why let it go to waste? You guys want multiple championships, right? I love it when you guys get championships, man. The ladies are nice. It's a happy moment or whatever. But yeah, go all out. Everybody else is doing it.
All right. So one thing that everyone else is not doing is having a WNBA team. So the WNBA has announced a long-awaited expansion team in the Bay Area, but they'll be beginning to play in 2025. So the WNBA will expand to the San Francisco Bay Area in the 2025 season. The league announced on Thursday, and the team will begin play in 2025. So the NBA's Golden State Warriors co-owner Joe Jacob and Peter Guber will operate the team, the WNBA franchise.
I know we're not on no huge network like ESPN or nothing like that, so I can just speak freely. That's dumb. They took a loss, like Bill Burr.
You think so?
If I rented out an arena for $30,000, only $3,000 came. The promoter took a L, and you do this in one of the most expensive states in the United States.
Here's the thing about it, and we've been talking about this on the show for a long time, and that's the fact that women's sports need more. They need more. No matter how you look at it. The Las Vegas Aces, they brought a team to Las Vegas. I mean, there's a team in Las Vegas now. Won the title. One of the owners, Lacob, he declared the new Golden State Warriors team. They will win a championship in the next 5 years. And I don't think they're out of any money. They already own the facility. I mean, what more money are you out of? I think the number of people follow Steph Curry.
Yeah.
Right. They listen to Draymond Green. However, he's been kind of quiet these past few months or whatever, but they listen to those guys. And I feel like if Steph Curry says show up for these games, they're gonna show up
for a minute.
They're gonna show up because it's becoming more and more popular. And one thing that we are a society and a culture of, we're follow culture. Yeah. So even if this thing lasts, let's just say it rides out for 5 to 10 years, they've made their money.
You know what helps?
Because and the other thing is they don't pay women like they should. So I mean, they're going to get sponsorship, and you got to remember this is Silicon Valley too.
Right, but if you're an owner, right, and they want to talk about they don't pay women with their worth or whatever, like, listen, worth, it depends on the bottom line and how much after revenue and expenses. If I'm paying the team $300,000 plus travel, uniforms, food, insurance, trainers, coaches, et cetera, whatever, but I'm only making $20,000 at the gate, $5,000 on merchandise, whatever. Like, no, I still have to give you this amount of money. Like, it's not hard math. Like, you can see, like, hey, this is a 30,000 seated arena or whatever, and only 10,000 people are showing up. If people want to keep on talking about we need to support women's sports or something like and all that or whatever, show up to the game.
But here's another thing. Here's a caveat to that. You could possibly partner or combine the season ticket owners. Like, all right, you're going to get season tickets to if you buy season tickets to the men. Yeah, if you buy season tickets to the men, you'll automatically get a certain amount of tickets to the women's games, and that would make sense to me.
Listen, the only thing I know that would make sense, that would probably work, and it's kind of wacky or whatever, is that the girls like a high school. The girls play at 5, the boys play at 7. You come at 5, you get free stuff. You know, that's how I would see it. The
Golden State Warriors are one of the hottest teams in basketball,
right? Which means if you get free jerseys and you probably get the shooter jumper with Steph or any type of wacky promotional that you can get or whatever, and it's 60,000 seats or whatever, 40,000 would probably be there before the rest of the 20,000 come in for the Golden State game.
So do you feel like if Kansas City was to get a WNBA team, we would show up?
Kansas City would not get a WNBA.
No, but if they did, would you think they would show up?
No, maybe. Yeah.
Why not?
I don't know.
I feel like they would. Look, Kansas City starves for sports. Like this, we are a city that for a while the Chiefs were no good, the Royals were no good, so we were a college. It was almost a college city. Like we thrived off the KU-MU matchup.
But the key word was good. So they have to be good for people to go. Expansion teams, they're not necessarily good their first couple of years coming in, which means attendance is going to lack. NBA lacks attendance already.
No, we're not. It just depends on the team.
Orlando.
When the last time they won? You caught out one of the worst teams in the league.
Because winning, listen, when the Chiefs were not winning, it wasn't packed like this. Bars weren't filled with this. People weren't wearing red and all this, whatever. Winning takes care of all of that. It's the only thing.
Yeah, of course.
Right?
Yeah, you said it right.
So if you're not winning, then you're going to take a loss.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't mean Kansas City's a basketball town, but I don't think it's a basketball town for NBA, especially WNBA.
All right, so the Utah football team, they get all new Dodge trucks in the NIL deal. So on Wednesday, a video of the Utah team dancing around in front of brand new trucks went viral. So Crimson Collective, an organization dedicated to connecting Utah athletes to name, image, and likeness, which is NIL, they created a deal which emphasizes charity work. They're leasing new Dodge Rams, the 1500 Bighorn truck, for each of the 85 scholarship players on their football team per Yahoo Sports. So the total value of the deal is $6 million. Each truck is covered in Utah-themed wrap with school colors and an ad for the streaming app for the Win 360.
They did this on Wednesday?
Did this on Wednesday. Let's see a video of how it all went down.
I want you guys to know how much the alumni appreciate you guys and how proud we are to be alumni. You guys really show the world exactly what it means to be a Utah man, and we appreciate you guys. Not only do you make us alumni proud, but you make this community proud.
Where he going with this?
On
Where he
behalf
going
of the
with
Crimson
this?
Collective and the collective donors and this community, they wanted to grant each and every one of you guys a brand new Dodge Ram truck.
We got a full iPad screen right here. There's a full iPad screen.
Crimson Collective!
Oh man. This takes me back to college.
Nah,
you know why? Because you get all these young guys, and the crazy thing about it is they're gonna all be rolling around in these brand new trucks, and some of them. What if they don't have a driver's license? They didn't say anything about that, and they're all gonna be rolling around here with these branded trucks. That means one, it helps the school because they're always gonna know where you're at. Two, you're not gonna be able to get away with anything. Late night driving, oh, that's a football player.
Curfew?
Yeah.
Check this out. So this came out Wednesday, right?
Mm-hmm.
My tape is coming out Thursday for my 40. I run a 4.4. Go ahead and recruit me.
Stop.
Like, please. They getting a Dodge Ram.
Yep.
Man, we was born in the wrong era. This is awesome though. They're making the institution millions and millions of dollars, and all of them from the alumni group got, gave them Dodge Rams. That's pretty cool. Keeps a little, sense of team and togetherness and all that or whatever.
And this alumni group, they're called the Crimson Collective. It's backed by donors, and they're all paying for the leases of each truck, which has the MSRP of $43,970 on a 6-month contract, and is also covering the insurance, which is key.
Oh,
now,
Oh,
one more. There's always some stipulations.
Oh, yeah.
So the contracts are expected to roll over based on a player's eligibility and membership on the team. So if a player loses eligibility or transfers, they will lose their truck. The dealership that the Crimson Collective worked with for the deal is Ken Graff Automotive Group, and they'll take the trucks back and as each lease is up and resell them.
Okay, so if they transfer, they just take the truck back.
Mm-hmm.
So essentially, if I accept this truck, I'm signing up for a couple more years. Now, let's do this then. Let's ask this question: the kids that are not on scholarship, they keep the truck?
That's what I was going to get to. Like, I read the comments on all these videos.
I want to say,
what about the red shirt? What about all these kids that are walk-ons?
Because if I'm that kid that's not on Scully,
yeah,
and then I look at that tuition bill, like, yo, I'm selling or renting this truck out to pay my tuition and books.
You already know it's gonna be. You're gonna see some trucks on Turo.
Oh man, listen.
Why not?
In Utah,
you're gonna see some trucks on Turo.
We gonna go to Utah and get a Utah Dodge Ram. I ain't bringing it back. You gotta catch me.
Yeah. All right, so we talked a little bit about the Miami Dolphins earlier. Well, Miami Dolphins, they got a new addition on their team. So Bears trade wide receiver Chase Claypool to the Dolphins as part of a 2025 draft pick swap. So the Chicago Bears trade wide receiver Chase Claypool to the Dolphins. The Dolphins announced on Friday. So it's the final chapter in the relationship that lasted, a little while in Chicago. and he was ready to be out. So does this make the Dolphins an instant contender? Chase Claypool.
Dolphins automatically always been instant contenders.
Oh,
man.
really?
They're 3-1.
Okay.
They just put up 70 points against the Denver Broncos, man. How are they not contenders? They have an MVP caliber quarterback. They have a great receiving core, and they have the fastest running back backfield on this side of the Mississippi. Why are you diluting their greatness, man? Listen.
I'm just saying. And I wish Q was here because Q would be all over. Oh yeah, this Miami Dolphins team would be blah 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 blah.
No. They've always been contenders. They're top 5 in the power rankings, whatever, of the NFL team. So I think this is the move that the Chiefs should have made because Miami already has 2 good receivers, right? Kansas City doesn't, and they gave up did you say a 25? Not even a 24?
2025.
Is it Brett Veach?
It's Brett.
Pick up the phone. Call somebody.
Yeah.
Help this man Patrick Mahomes out. Because if Patrick Mahomes wakes up tomorrow and he's like, you know what? I want all my money up front. What are the Chiefs gonna do? There's no more negotiating for other players.
He's getting all his money up front. Patrick Mahomes. He's done. He's already restructured his deal. So
what if he has to restructure it again? Or what if he asks for more money? What if he says, I don't want to be paid less than Dak Prescott?
Look.
Does he not have an argument to say, you know what? I looked at Dak's contract and I looked at
First of all, that's not in his MO. Second of all, he wants to win more than anything. He's got all the money now.
Does it look like the Chiefs want to win?
They've won two Super Bowls.
Do you want to win this year though?
In a short amount of time he's been quarterback.
With the teammates that they have now, and the way that they wanted to not pay Chris Jones.
You're saying it like they have a losing record already.
I'm not saying it like
they're 3-1.
I'm saying they're 3-1 or whatever. And I just said prisoners of the moment. Now I'm looking at the AFC Championship game, whatever, when you're going to have the LA Chargers, the Buffalo Bills, the Miami Dolphins, the Baltimore Ravens.
What is the Miami Dolphins record right now?
3-1.
What's the Chiefs record?
Prisoners of the moment. Who has a better? Okay, I got a question then. How many yards receiving does it? Matter of fact, one game, how many yards receiving does Tyreek have compared to the whole entire Chiefs lineup? So do you want Tyreek Hill or Sky Moore? Pick right now. And don't lie.
We've seen
Tyreek Hill or Sky Moore on your team.
Tyreek Hill right now has
Tyreek Hill
28 receptions, 470 yards,
470
4
yards.
touchdowns.
Okay, do you want Tyreek Hill or Sky Moore?
That's still not.
You're still not answering my question.
We talked about Justin Jefferson, his stats.
Do you want
Tyreek Hill stats are not better than Justin Jefferson's right now. If we're looking at stats.
Do you want Tyreek Hill or Sky Moore on your team?
I don't want Tyreek Hill.
So you want Sky Moore?
I'll take Sky, yeah.
Trash. Okay.
Sky's my dog, man.
Yeah. Good person. Yeah. Loan me $10. Yeah. Okay, cool. Do you want Tyreek Hill or MVS?
I take the guys that we have right now and go to war with them.
Y'all hear this?
Yes.
This is what Mike, why do you hate the Chiefs so much? Because you have to deal with asinine answers like this. Like, come on, listen. Hey, do you want LeBron or do you want JJ Redick? Well, JJ's on it. No, I want LeBron. And I'm not even a LeBron fan to even give you that answer, man. Okay. Listen, get this man some good receivers. They could have had DJ Moore. You see what DJ Moore did on Thursday?
So you telling me that Chase Claypool would have made that doesn't make or break the team?
He would have been a better option than MVS and Sky Moore.
Oh man, I digress.
All right, you know what?
Here's the thing right now. Here's the thing. We always talk about, and I said this last week, your quarterback has to make your wide receiver group better. It doesn't matter what wide receivers you throw out there with Patrick Mahomes. He can still go out there and win. We've seen it.
It sounds like a guy who had to chop up his eggs and put them in his ramen noodles, throw some hot sauce in there and mix it up.
It's still edible. It still gets the job done. That's what you proved my point. That's what I'm saying.
Healthy.
Oh my goodness. That's what I'm saying. It's still edible.
Okay, so check this out.
It may not be healthy, but people still do it each and every day, and they still win off of it.
Every day. And listen to this. When you guys get to that moment, that pivotal moment, when you're gonna be like, oh man, he dropped the ball. Oh man, Sky Moore is trash. Oh, he hasn't done nothing all year. Oh, all this and all the excuses. It's not Pat's fault. You know whose fault it's gonna be? Y'all's. for not pushing this man, Brett Veach, and the Chiefs organization. Be like, yo, why are you not doing anything, man? Like, listen, we only got 400 yards receiving. 400 yards. Travis Kelce is about to go on tour with Taylor Swift next year or whatever. You're not going to have this dude. He's going to be out there making Jimmy Buffett albums.
Oh, my goodness.
You guys better do something. Red alert. The lights are flashing red. Like, listen, like it's going to be over. You're going to be walking around here with trash receivers that's going to be living in your neighborhoods, and you're going to have to walk around these people and look at them. One of my good friends that went to high school and college with me was like, yo, we see MVS. And he says, because he goes running, he works from home. And he says, every time I see him, he's like, I got to like make up these, these little excuses like, oh, good game, man. You should have had that. I was like, no, you are not good at your job compared to other players that we can have. We gave you $60-something million for you to catch one pass in the Super Bowl. Good job. Hey,
would you? So wait a minute. Let's back up for a second. Because you're doing a lot of talking right now. Let's back up for a second. So are you telling me you can look at the teams that are across the league right now, and you cannot tell me that whether it's in the moment or whether it's yesterday,
right?
You cannot tell me that the Chiefs are not an instant contender right now because of their defense and their quarterback and their tight end.
They are an instant contender because they have that man number 15.
Exactly.
Whoa. Breaking news. Jonathan Taylor agrees to 3-year, $42 million with the Colts. So he could have been a Chief, could have drafted him, whatever. That's decent.
They don't need
this right here. They are instant contenders because they have one of the greatest quarterbacks on planet Earth, and that's Patrick Mahomes. Right, I can go out there and receive and probably do a decent job and win a Super Bowl. But my
not better than MVS.
Okay, give me 3 weeks. What I'm saying is that you cannot have these players that are mediocre, and you have all these other teams out here who are trying to rebuild, who have these pieces that we can go after, and just let them float away, and then let these guys.
And like I said, everything that glitters is not gold. There's something else.
Devontae Adams.
Look, let me tell you another thing. Ryan Poles, who is the GM of the Chicago Bears, where did he come from? He came from Kansas City under the tutelage of Brett Veach and Andy Reid.
Yeah.
There's something else that's going on. I'm sure that Brett Veach, they have a relationship where Brett Veach can call up Ryan Poles and say, hey, man.
Then do it.
What's going on? So there's something else that's going on. And it's not out there yet, but there's something else that's going on to the reason why there's a disgruntled employee in there, and they had to do what they needed to do and trade them. There's something else that's going on. Something else. And I'm just going to leave it at that. So maybe the Chiefs did not want that whatever is lingering up here, or maybe they already have a deal in the works. Maybe, because Ray Charles can see that the receivers aren't getting the job done. Like, anybody can see that. So there has to be something in the works to saying, all right, he's available. Do we want to go get him? Let's call Ryan Poles, see what's up. If not, then let him go on to Miami Dolphins, because there's something else that's going on. And I feel like the Chiefs have something in the works. They've shown it year in and year out. They go get a defender
did they trade for
in the middle of the season, and they make them work.
Who they trade for last year on offense?
They didn't need anybody on offense.
They didn't need anybody on
No.
offense?
They won a Super Bowl last year. Like, what else do you need? They beat the team. They beat the team who everybody said, oh, well, they've got Jalen Hurts. Oh, well, they've got this person and that person. Come on.
Okay. So,
and that same person, Sky Moore, who you said wasn't a good receiver, helped them win the Super Bowl.
So listen to this. I'm this type of person.
Okay.
Just because I made the jump shot doesn't make it a good jump shot.
Did you win?
Listen to me.
Winning isn't everything. It's the only thing, right?
It's the only thing, right?
Exactly.
But the thing is, though, if you want to continue to win, you have to analyze even the things that you did right. If we just listen, you can't just fix what's wrong. You have to even perfect what you did right. That's why Kobe Bryant was so great. That's why Jordan was so great. Like, listen, you have to perfect it. And you're running out here, and you have these MVS is getting how much?
$11 million
a year.
A year. That's what he's owed. The rest
You
of the
telling
season.
me you couldn't get Chase Claypool for less? How much is DJ Moore making? He's probably making 13. You tell me you couldn't shove out $2 more million for a way better receiver that plays 16 games?
Here's the thing. If I know this Chiefs front office, Brett Veach, Andy Reid, they have something that they're working on. They're not just going to run out here and sell the form to go get a makeshift wide receiver to try to make it work. Like, that just isn't in their MO. you've seen what they've made happen. I think they trust in their guys that they have. It's only week 4, going into week 5 this week. They're 3-1. If they were 1-3, oh, come hell or high water, we're going to get whoever we want.
But if you're 1-3, then the panic mode is on, and then your leverage on negotiations is kind of skewed because now everybody knows what you're going to do. But then if you're trying to build on something that's already great, then you have leverage.
But I feel like they are.
No. If I'm 3-1 and I can just call up and like, hey Raiders, like I'm hearing these rumblings with Devontae Adams, what's going on? And like, well, we really don't need him or whatever, but we're just trying to help you out or whatever, let you get some more money on your books.
Help you out. We let you.
Hey, you take some money off your books. We give you some draft picks, whatever. You know he's only going to be usable for about 2 years, maybe 3 or whatever, which means we're going to be stuck with the bill, and we may get great usage out of him. And then you can rebuild off of that. Okay. And then they say, oh, no, okay. And then we just click up and hang up the phone. If I'm 1-3 and then you call me like, oh, you tired of MVS, aren't you? Yeah, we need 3 first-round draft picks, whatever. What are you going to do? You're losing. You have to feed your fan base whatever and win, and you have to turn this narrative around and get people back in the stands.
All right.
But like I said, you're just a prisoner of the moment because you're 3-1, everything's good or whatever. But when that cloud comes, like when Chris Jones asked for that money, and I said you should have traded him 3 years ago.
I said that a couple years ago.
I'm gonna be sitting here like this.
That's not nothing new.
Okay.
Talking about prisoner of the moment, Marshawn Lynch. He was a prisoner of the moment on Club Shay Shay podcast. So Marshawn describes his awkward relationship with Russell Wilson and says Russ was just a quarterback to me. So Marshawn has always been, outspoken when it comes to his NFL career. And there's a recent appearance on Club Shay Shay podcast, which is streaming on YouTube right now. He said, I respect Russell as a player, as a teammate. Anything that I say is going to come off as malice or as if I'm a hater. I'll take Russ. I'll put him right there at quarterback. And I rock with him because I've done that. And Lynch added, but as far as anything else, no, I can't even pick up the phone and call him. I can't call over or nothing. I don't even have his number. So what do you make of that?
When he was with Seattle, I didn't hear none of this. When they were winning, I didn't hear none of this. And then if Russ is just a complete douche and he's just somebody that just
that's what I'm hearing.
If he's somebody that just really rubbed everybody wrong, whatever, then I would say he deserves it. But this media narrative, this wave of just plowing on Russ, whatever, it's just kind of like we just pick somebody to be a suspect and then he's just guilty. And everybody from the woodworks just come in talking about him, whatever, and everybody just kind of goes with it. And I haven't heard Russ say anything back.
But here's the thing, though. If more people if more than one person saying it, then it has to be true, right?
Does it?
I would assume so.
Okay.
I mean, if more than one person said it from 2 different organizations, from 2 different, like the things that Marshawn Lynch said, the fact that, Marshawn had a great game. Russ didn't have. Did you watch the podcast?
I watched a little bit. I'm not a Shea fan.
Russ didn't have a great game. Well, his story was Russ didn't have a great game when he was in Seattle, right? Marshawn had a great game. Mm-hmm. He reached out. He said he wanted to reach out to Russ. He called one of the guys with the team and said, "Hey, what's Russ' number?"
Russ called back.
Russ called him back with a blocked phone number. He didn't know who it was. So Marshawn called the guy back. His PR person said, hey, what's going on? Russ didn't call me back. He said, Russ did call me. He said he called you from a blocked number. Yeah, that was Russ. Mm-hmm. So Russ and they ended up talking. He told Russ, like, hey, if you have a bad game, I'm gonna pick you up. I got your back. If I have because I'm gonna have a bad game one day, and I want you to have my back. And then he said that the conversation that he and Russ had just wasn't where it is. So fast forward to Denver.
Yeah.
Now you're hearing the rumblings in Denver. It's like, oh, well, Russ has an office upstairs where the coaches are. He's telling players his door is always open. I'm like, you can't be a quarterback and be standoff. Like, you're really standoffish. You got this wall up. And look, I'm in the Chiefs locker room each and every day, right? Patrick Mahomes, he is very personable. He's sitting around, he's laughing, he's joking with his teammates. And I know there's an age difference. Like, Russ is 36? Yeah, I know there's an age difference. They're age gap. So we talked about Matt Stafford, how his wife came out and said that he wasn't able to, communicate and relate to his players. That's the real thing. I get it. However, come hella hot water in that locker room, you've got to figure it out. And I feel like right now, Russ isn't able to figure it out, or I think he's putting himself way up here when he has to be able to relate to the guys that are down here.
If you know what, because if he's really like that, then why didn't we hear it when they were winning? And then 2, I've heard these same rumblings about Carson Wentz and how he's just horrible and how people didn't want him in the locker room. And you see that Carson Wentz, who is still a viable person and good talent, he's a first-round draft pick, whatever. I think he was even an MVP candidate, whatever, Super Bowl winner, even though he was on the bench because he was hurt. He's not in the league anymore because of his ways and how he is as a person in the locker room.
Mm-hmm.
Russ, who is mediocre right now, is still in the locker room and still got a contract. And he leveraged that and got an office. Like, listen, if I can go to a team, you're like, you know what? I want a Bentley and I want an office. And that's just what I wanted if you want me here. And if they give it to me, don't be mad. You know, now if I'm not a personable person to my teammates with getting all that extra incentives to be on the team, then yeah. I mean, I don't really hear anything coming from Denver, like a lot.
And here's the thing: you're not gonna the way teams work is if you're gonna be that outspoken person, then you're gonna be the outcast, right? Like it ruins a team, it ruins a season. So I feel like in season, you're not gonna say anything about that just because you're in a moment and you're inside of it. You're not looking on the outside of it until you step back and say, "Oh, wait a minute, what's up with this dude?" And even if you know he's being a weirdo, like, you're not going to come out and say, "Oh, man, this quarterback's a weirdo." No, you're trying to win games. Like, at the end of the day, you're there for a reason. You're trying to get your paycheck and you want to win. So I'm not going to be Russell. I'm not going to be Jerry Jeudy out here like, "Oh, man, Russ is just this. Russ is just that."
Well, I heard he wants out anyway.
I'm not going to be that. I'm not going to be. And that's the thing. It's like, once you out your QB, like, it goes owner, president, GM, head coach, QB. Like, that's the hierarchy. You're not going to out the person that's up here.
Unless you're good.
Yeah. But most of the time, if you're good, then you got a good relationship with your QB. Russ just ain't it.
I just don't like how it's just all coming out. I mean, if that's what happened now, what I did, to add on to that podcast, what I did see is like when they didn't give him the ball in the Super Bowl against the Pats. And how, you know, he was kind of shocked, but then how he just kind of did that high laugh in front of Pete Carroll's face.
Yeah, that was funny.
And then he went to the locker room and then he saw Lenny Kravitz or whatever. So I thought that was interesting or whatever. And I do want to know what the story behind that, why they didn't give Marshawn Lynch the football. That's probably
who knows?
Most questionable Super Bowl call ever.
All right, so fired Northwestern former head coach Pat Fitzgerald files $130 million wrongful termination suit. So former Northwestern coach Pat Fitzgerald is suing the school for wrongful termination after he was fired in July. So Fitzgerald was suspended for 2 weeks by the school in early July after an investigation into acts of hazing within the Northwestern football program. And after the information regarding the hazing allegation became public, the school fired him days later. So he's filing this lawsuit because he says, he describes in the lawsuit that there was a verbal and oral agreement between himself and the school, saying that the school, that was all the punishment that he was going to get was a suspension, and that he was continue to be able to be the coach.
Hey, listen, if those are the stipulations of the contract and the school signed it and they signed it and all the officials above signed it, and then they fired him and then went beyond what they signed, yeah, I'm suing. So, hey, hold them to the fire.
That's the thing too. It's like the school is, they're already under a lot of fire, right? They're already under a lot of the microscope and things like that. I think they're just going to make it go away.
You think they're going to pay him?
I think so. I think they're just going to make it go away. I mean, you might as well.
If they sign that paperwork.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. Coming up, we'll dive into Tom Brady.
The GOAT.
And we'll talk about his ownership stake, which is stalled over a discount price that he was given. We'll be right back. This is the W Show.
You're tuned in to the W with Walls and the Crew, where winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. On 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
Is this not why you are here?
Come spin with us, Kansas City. KC WeSpin 360 is the coolest 360 video spinner experience for events. KC WeSpin 360 is taking it to the next level. The 360 video spinner platform rental will be the life of the party. Everyone will be talking about their 360 video experience while bragging about it on their social media pages. The captivating slow motion and reverse effects will have your guests feeling like celebrities. The KC WeSpin 360 video spinner can capture slow-mo videos, GIFs, and boomerangs from every angle. Specializing in corporate events, weddings, social gatherings, bar bat mitzvahs, school events, and fundraisers, KC WeSpin 360 can be found online at kcwespin360.com. Come spin with us, Kansas City.
Your loved ones matter the most. Take the burden away by pre-planning personal arrangements that fit you and your family perfectly. Golden Gate Funeral and Cremation Services will be here to comfort your family and take special requests. Plan and feel confident your loved ones will be less stressed and can console each other in their time of need. We will be here when you need us at 816-231-GATE or visit kcgoldengate.com, exchanging your grief for a golden experience.
Football fans, you can't spell gate without Gates, and great tailgates start with Gates sauces and seasonings. Named synonymous with mouth-watering tailgates. When you make your list of tailgate essentials, add Gates sauces and seasonings to that list. Spice up your tailgate experience with that unmistakable great taste. Available in 4 tantalizing flavors: classic, sweet, mild, and hot. Find it at your local grocer, and if you don't see it, ask for it. Visit GatesBarbecue.com to purchase any of the great sauces and seasonings. Great tailgates start with Gates.
You are tuned in to the W with Walls and the Crew. The winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. On 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
Remember to interact with our show. Use hashtag talk about it, and we will talk about whatever topic you want. All right, so Tom Brady's Raiders ownership stake has stalled over discount price he was given. Tom Brady's not having the best go of it trying to acquire ownership of this Raiders team. So one of 3 sources cited by the Post said that the deal would be unlikely to be ratified at proposed price. According to one of the Post sources, it's believed that Brady might be getting a discount as much of approximately 70%. So the Post also said that Brady believed to be buying between 5 to 10% of the Raiders, who are valued to be worth $6.2 billion by Forbes this past August.
So wait. He's getting 70% off at Dick's Sporting Goods, man.
Hey, 70% off of purchasing the Las Vegas Raiders.
He's getting 70% off of purchasing the Las Vegas Raiders.
Yes.
Oh, I thought he was getting 70% off at Dick's Sporting Goods.
No.
I'm like, I'm a military vet. We only get 10%, man. We're gonna have to have a strong conversation about who we value.
Tom Brady is getting 70% off of the Las Vegas Raiders, who is trying to purchase.
Well, what's wrong with that? I never go dispute a good deal.
Well, it's not us that's disputing it. The New York Post also reported that the NFL owners are not expected to approve the deal to make Brady a part owner of the league. Meeting October 17th through 18th, and it must be approved by 24 of 32 owners. So these owners don't want Brady to have part of ownership.
Man, listen, if I have to pay full freight, you have to pay full freight. I understand, rich people don't want other rich people getting deals. And plus, I mean, if you're getting a 70% discount off of Las Vegas Raiders, man, that means like you're just profiting off of day one.
Yeah,
man, that's like getting a 70% discount off the Travis Scott Jays, right? And then selling them for 200% overpriced. It's like, it's a dub. It's winning, and then it's everything, and that's what he's trying to do. Whatever. I can't. Hey, listen, if he gets it approved, that's going to be great. But how many players are going to want to go play?
So what's 10%? You think about 10%. If he's buying at full price, that's $600 million because it's worth $6 billion.
So 70% off $6.2 billion. God,
now it'd be 70% off $600 million. Yeah. So he's purchasing the team roughly for about $100 million, give or take.
Yo, if that goes through, that's the steal of the decade, of the millennial. Like, Warren Buffett, what's my guy's name from Microsoft? Bill Gates. They have nothing on what. That's the true GOAT right there. If you get 70% off the Las Vegas Raiders, I can understand if it was the Chiefs. Like 7%. Yeah, it's Kansas City, but the Raiders. A little stab there. Yeah, I said it.
Oh, my goodness. All right. So a Georgia high school athletic association, they approve NIL deals for high school athletes. So Friday Night Lights on the Georgia high school football field could be more than just bragging rights. It can mean money to many high school athletes. So on Monday, the Georgia High School Athletic Association, they voted yes on NIL deals for high school students. So Georgia is the 30th state, which I had no idea. They're the 30th state to allow athletes to profit from the name, image, and likeness. So there's rules, of course. So it said a high school student can now make some income from the use of their name, image, and likeness in connection with potential sponsorships. So here are some of the guidelines, Mike, that you, because I know you're going to ask me, like, what's the guidelines?
Mm-hmm.
So the compensation is not contingent on specific athletic performance or achievement. Meaning, so if I have to, the money can't be if I'm going to have to go out there and score 10 touchdowns in order to get some money.
Yeah.
Right. Like, so the compensation is not provided as an incentive to enroll or remain enrolled at a specific school.
So I don't have to stay for the truck.
Right. So the compensation is not provided by the school or any person acting as an agent for the school.
Okay.
The athlete's school logo, name, or uniforms can't be used.
So school can't get represented on that. That's good.
The athlete can't wear school apparel or equipment.
Don't want to get them. Yeah.
No faculty member may be used.
So the janitor can't get paid.
Athletes must obey the school district's policy.
So my first question is, if there's anyone out there that can change the age on the birth certificate, hit me up.
Why?
Because I'm moving to Georgia or whatever 29 other states. I'm gonna get in shape.
Think about, like, why this old man out here trying to, what's the movie that it was an actual school that guy tried. He was like 30 years old.
Did it? No, he was younger than that. And they caught him because he was in an AAU tournament or whatever. And one of the scouts recognized him. He was in Texas. Yeah, I seen that. It was the inspiration to me or whatever. Yeah, I saw it.
That's gonna be you.
They can't erase who you were, baby. Hey, no, I love this because if you're a kid out there and with so much social media going on, YouTube videos, TikToks, and all that or whatever, if I'm getting 1 million views and I'm not getting a nickel off of it, and I'm still eating those ramen noodle sandwiches and stuff, that's good. And for the school not to facilitate and to have anything to do with it, that's great. But I hope that there's some classes and there's some investment to help these kids use this wealth to continue rather than going out there buying gold chains and, Dodge Rams and then not having nothing to show for it. Because when you're in high school, you're only at the beginning of your opportunity to make money. And if you tear ACL or if anything, God forbid, is to happen, that 30,000, that 40,000, you can somewhat try to make that grow for you if your career ends for any reason.
All right, you know what time it is? Time for our Hate It or Love It.
Hate it. It's that time for Love It or Hate It. Hate it. If we love it, we talk about it. If we hate it, we move on.
All right, so up first are sneakers of the week. And you got some heat this week. All right, so the Air Jordan 6 Aquas. Like those?
Yeah, all right.
No?
Nah, I don't like that. Hate it because they're going to be overpriced and then not have my size.
All right, the Adidas Mahomes 1 Impact FLX away.
Nah, cool.
Hater. All right, Nike Dunk Low Smoke Gray.
I love it.
He's a fire.
Yeah.
With the gun bottoms.
Yep, getting them.
All right, Nike Air Max 1 Urawa.
Nah, I can't pronounce that last word, so I hate it.
Oh, man. All right, so we're going to talk some Jimmy Butler. He steals the show on a NBA Media Day with emo phase look.
Right. And then he came in and acted all zesty and waved his hair like, come on, dude, it's already.
So, of course, last year he did the dreadlocks, where he had the extensions, the weave extensions put in on his hair. Now he's doing this.
So you go from possibly having a relationship with Rachel Nichols to now coming out looking like an emo, looking all zesty and stuff, dude. Hey,
so
you in Miami doing this, man?
He straightened his hair. He had piercings on his eyebrows and lips and painted his nails black.
Come on, dude.
All right,
hate it. Come on.
All right, so MJ,
I'm dunking on
he's
you
in
now for
news.
like that.
He's become the. It's crazy. He's become the first athlete to rank among America's wealthiest individuals. Hate it or love it.
I love it. Yo.
Says he's a estimated worth of $3 billion.
Yo, I just need 300,000. Come on.
All right, so he also has he was seen at a party, and as his bottle service came out, he played the Bulls intro song.
Oh man. You can never say that the people up here and on this microphone are cornier.
Let's see what happens. You gotta love that, man.
It's over, Mike.
One more you might love is 49ers quarterback Brock Purdy. He admits that he still has a roommate and splits rent. Hate or love it.
Hey, man, I love it, man. Save all that money that you got, but just keep winning, baby. And then, next year you'll get that contract when we win that Super Bowl, baby. You win the Super Bowl.
Oh, my goodness.
I'll be your roommate, clean up everything, man.
That's a house servant. That's what that is.
Hey, man, whatever. 49ers, bang, bang, 90 game. We in there.
Let's see what Brock Purdy had to say.
What is the reality for Brock Purdy at home?
So I still have a roommate, one of the offensive linemen here. So he and I are, still splitting rent. I still drive, my Toyota Sequoia, and other than that, it's pretty simple.
Yo, he's getting more women on that Toyota Sequoia than any Toyota Sequoia owner ever.
Oh, man. So Drake's OVO partners with NCAA colleges for new limited edition collaboration. So in the past, Toronto rapper has shown support to NCAA schools, programs like Kentucky Wildcats and Shooting God's Plan, music video at the University of Miami. So now Drake is continuing to show love for the NCAA with a set of new limited edition apparel. So he's partnered with Carolina, University of Memphis, University of Texas, Kentucky, and University of Alabama. Hate it or love it.
I love it. That's just a smart business move. Right now, you're getting the recognition to the institutions to where, like, hey, we're trending, we're hip, or whatever type of fad words you want to use to get the kids to come to the school. And then secondly, you have some of these top schools wearing your apparel. So now what are other people going to do? They're going to wear it because it's associated with Texas and Drake. So now you're just making double money. He double dipping. Let me get $1.
All right, so Shiloh Sanders challenges Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett to a 2v2 versus him and Shedeur Sanders. How do you love it?
I hate it because you didn't get those yards that I needed on my parlay. You had 213. You're supposed to get 251. So yeah, anything that you do now, I hope goes to crap. Yeah, go whatever team.
Hater. Let's see what you had to say.
Me and Shedeur versus y'all two in basketball too.
Let's go. Let's see it. We got y'all now. Y'all got a little older.
Me and Shedeur versus y'all two.
Hell no. Y'all ain't ready.
We get physical though.
And what that mean?
Your shoulder's gonna be sore.
How tall are you though?
It don't matter.
You still ain't gonna be that size. You know what I'm saying? Y'all still gonna be the size y'all gonna be. We gonna be this size.
It don't matter.
After we start,
I know it's stuff for grown man strength, dude. You
I
know that grown man strength. I'm stronger now than when I played.
All grown man game. You know
That
what I'm
don't
saying?
matter.
Y'all play football. Respect. We put in the basket, brother.
I'm a DB, so my defense.
I don't know what that means in basketball. What's a DB?
Defensive back.
In basketball.
We specialize in defense.
I don't know what that means.
He said, I don't know what that means. We specialize in defense.
Hey, yo, I love KG. I still hate that Kevin McHale didn't do that deal, so KG goes to the Lakers. We could have had more chips. Paul Pierce, you always got dunked on by DeAndre Coop to me in my eyes. Shea, with Sanders, whatever. Be 252, baby.
All right, so last one, Jamal Adams. He issued an apology to the referee for his outburst because the ref told him that he could not continue to play because of a concussion protocol. So the NFL won't punish Seahawks Jamal Adams for sideline interaction with concussion doctor. Let's see what happened.
Meanwhile, Jamal Adams, who we saw take a knee to the head, has been on the sideline trying to work his way back into this game, and he has since left and gone to the locker room. Well,
so he issued that apology. He said, first and foremost, I want to apologize to the OG. You did everything right when you realized I was concussed. I apologize for any negative energy I brought your way. Watching the replay, I am thankful for your patience, knowing I wasn't myself in that moment. You're a real one, and you serve a great purpose that benefits the NFL and so many players. Prioritizing players' health is essential. Much respect to you, Perez.
Dude stays hurt, so it's like, how you gonna be mad at somebody telling you that's been going on your whole career? And secondly, yeah, I understand where he's coming from. He just wants to play because he does have that stigma of being hurt. But shout out to the medical staff, man. They kept us cool and just, did what was right.
All right, we appreciate everyone who joined in on today's show. Thank you for watching us, whether you're in your car, 100.1 FM, or whether you're watching us on social media at the W Show KC on all social media platforms. Remember, you can catch a replay of our show on 100.1 FM on Mondays. Until next week, we are out of here.
The views and opinions expressed on the W Radio Show by the host, co-host, guests, and call-in listeners are solely the opinions and responsibility of the original source who expressed them. They do not represent the opinions of the W Show. 100.1 FM, One Kansas City Radio, Sideline Sports Talk, Team Wall Street Foundation, or affiliates.